wanted to share a quick story with you. I was asked to share this. So I was 8 back in Richmond, California, which is right outside of Oakland. And I came up in, I was born in 72. So this is right at the beginning of the crack epidemic, where the whole community was on fire, just on fire. I got to a point where I realized, what is going on here? What? Matter of fact, I remember going to the corner liquor store. Went to the liquor store, and this is a place where they were selling everything. Everything. They were selling drug paraphernalia. They had a glass case with bongs and just anything you needed to do what you had to do was right there in the case. And I'm sitting here wondering, how is this legal? How can they sell this stuff outright when nobody's blind? We all know what's going on around here, from the whorehouse to the crack dealers to the drugs to the violence to the gunplay. All of this is right here. And I'm right down the street as an 8-year old, and I'm thinking, you know, I don't know. I couldn't understand it. These are the adults. They're in charge. And yet they're still going along to get along, doing things that aren't good for us. I Matter of fact, I went down there and to buy something, and I started to talk to the guy. Why would you sell this? This is wrong. He laughed at me. He laughed. His English didn't sound all that great. He had a thick accent, and he had a big pickle jar on the front counter, vinegar in there, I guess, and big, huge pickles that you could buy. He offered me a free pickle to shut me up and get me out. A free pickle. The whole community is on fire, and your response to a young person crying out for help and for change, and for you to be decent, is to try to pay me off with a pickle. It just I went home and I realized they'll never change. They'll never change. They don't care about us. They don't change. They too busy being on what they own, whatever that is, doing a job, making money, whatever. But they not plugged into what's really going on out here. So, 8 years old, my brother and I had a lawnmower business, like a lawn care thing. We raised enough money, bought a lawnmower, and so we had gasoline in the garage. We filled up milk jugs with it, had a gallon of gas, and I was just done. Probably one in the morning, maybe two. I went out the house, walked 2, 3 blocks to the Brothers Liquor Store, and doused it with gasoline. Just took my little gallon of gas and just put it all around the store. And sat back. It is pitch black out there. I took a match and threw it on there. Flames jumped up, smelled nasty, and I knew I was gonna get in trouble. But I just had enough. I had enough, and it was a big to do. Lit up everything, and fire department came, police came, but come find out, this place was built with cinder blocks, like big blocks, and so it initially caught, but after a while, the fire burned off and it wouldn't burn. And I just stood there in the middle of that parking lot area, and I just felt betrayed by everything and everybody. It just wouldn't. I can't even. I knew I was gonna probably go to jail. Whatever. What does it matter? I was thinking. And they tried to talk to me. The police department and the fire department came out there, and one of the officers was trying to talk to me. I wasn't hiding. I had the gas can right there, the bottle right there. I mean, I wasn't running. And he's like, "Oh, there's other ways to help your community, and why would you do this?" And this, they're not breaking any laws. That's the one that killed me. They're not breaking any laws. It's the law of human decency. I feel like it's the whole thing stunk to me because I realized They're too busy making excuses and just doing their job. The law says this, regulations say that. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. And here we are dying. And I just went off. I went off on him. It wasn't his fault. He probably was telling the truth. But to a kid, it just seemed like the adults weren't on post. And so I was like, man, you see the drugs, you see all this happening, everybody knows what they're doing. You gonna arrest me? Me, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. Me. They selling all this stuff. Y'all don't care. You let this happen every day. You the one with the badge. You gonna arrest me? Because I'm doing what you won't do. I was giving it to him. I'm crying. He crying. No other officers want to come over there because I'm giving it to him. You don't love us. You ain't here to protect us. They selling this and drugs and so and so and so and so. And how is this? What do you mean? What you mean they're not breaking no laws? Why you got your cuffs? You got the cuffs. And I remember the thing that hit most and said, we don't have adults. We don't have adults out here. We don't have adults. We don't have adults. We can't depend on y'all. We don't have adults. Where the adults at? Where the adults? We don't have no adults. Y'all let this happen? And so I was like, so where are all the men? Where are all the elders? Where are all the pastors? Where's the police? Where you at? He said, y'all gonna leave it to me. Y'all gonna leave it to me to fix this. But my uncle showed up and he put his arms around me, and I don't know what he said to him, but I ended up getting sent home. I just never forget the betrayal of, one, I couldn't burn it down if I tried. I did everything I could as a kid. And I remember that feeling and telling him, where the adults? Where are you at? I don't care about the rest of the stuff you dealing with. What are you here for? You got the cuffs in your hand. It was kind of like when I was a principal and I was a teacher. I'm like, y'all got the chalk in your hand, and now the dry erase markers in your hand. I just I remember that because it was my plea to the adults to be adults and stand up for the community and to do their duty and fulfill their responsibilities. So that's my story, my arson story. And I won't say I'm proud of it, but it was just a sign of desperation. And kids today are desperate for adults to be adults in education, law enforcement, you name in this sector. Kids are desperate for adults to take charge and do what they're supposed to do.